Sup, it's your unfriendly raid rat neighbor Kevin Cornage, and I'm back with a brand new video. But before we get into this, I'd like to get all your attention to that description down below. YouTube links such as Six Meister of the Meister Clan, Kidzus of Kidzus Studios, Lord Titan, Gratify, and YK, just to name a few. These are what of creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head on over to their page, check out their content, and tell them the Cornage Man sent you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tickle that bell notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Let's hit them up with a new thing. So this is what if Goku was the Avatar. Inspiration came when I decided just today to watch the Avatar movie. So I watched it like a couple of years ago, but I wasn't like really watching it. I got high, so high that I pass out and wake up at certain event of the movie, then pass out again. So I decided to watch the movie entirely sober this time around, and I regret that decision. So now I'm making this what if. So, if I have to regret watching that, you'll sit and listen to this. Anyway, so we start off with at a water village with a young girl and her best friend. This is Chi Chi, and Boma with Chi Chi inspiring to be a water bender, and Boma trying to invent certain technologies since she cannot water bend. So she invent various items, which can be good and bad at the same time. When it's bad, something is going to explode, and when it's good, the village rejoice, stating that she finally did something good. I finally did something good, but whatever she created kind of helped the village and stuff. So one day, Chi Chi decided that she was going to explore part of of their village that they were told not to enter due to the concentration of various beasts or something. But what's really peculiar about these monsters is that they also can use element bending. So they were told or forbidden from entering the ice forest and stuff. So Chi Chi decided she was strong enough, and she mastered a few water bending techniques to defend herself. Decided, oh, let's go into the ice forest, which she did. Boma only went in to try to stop her and convince her that the elders warned us about entering the forest for a reason, telling us and showing us what would happen if someone foolish entered the forest. But Chi Chi dismissed this and proceeded into the forest anyway. Boma, being a very good friend, decided to follow behind Chi Chi, hoping to convince her to turn back before she gets hurt. Entering the forest, it was kind of ominous and quite spooky because it got dark really quickly, knowing that it was the middle of the day a second ago. Chi Chi fearlessly kept walking while Boma kind of freaked out as she noticed Chi Chi was getting a distance away. She panicked and started running to Chi Chi's direction. A few moments later, they could hear footsteps running around them. Chi Chi decided to do her hand signs or whatever they do to summon the water they use. And she then noticed that, it was a freaking bunny. But what she didn't really notice, it was like a lot of bunnies. So she tried, after the bunnies proceeded to try to attack them, meaning, showing that these bunnies are carnivores. She did some water techniques and tried to create a water barrier, which, you know, stopped the bunnies for a little while. But sooner than later, the bunnies started using water elements and, you know, tried to force they way into the water barrier with, Chi Chi and Bulma trying to retreat. Um, so their exit was blocked up by, a lot of carnival bunnies. Their only option was to go deeper into the forest. So they did that. They ran and ran and ran as they noticed that they entered a different part of the forest. The bunnies, they stopped pursuing them and proceed to turn around. Chi Chi was excited about the situation, but Boma was smart enough to realize that they didn't enter this part of the forest because this forest is the domain of probably an even stronger monster. And Boma is always right in a sense. As she finished, mentioning this, a huge roar can be heard, you know, deeper in. But like the first time, their escape is blocked by a lot of bunnies, and they don't really know what is actually making that, loud, irritating, screeching sound. They mustered up their courage and proceeded to enter deeper into the, you know, into the forest, into the frozen forest. And, Bulma is getting more and more scared as she clings to Chi Chi. Chi Chi is now, feeling the weight of her decision. As they made it through, they saw what was making the huge noise, and it was a huge ice dragon. Uh, Bulma advised Chi Chi not to, fight it head to head, and rather avoid from it even knowing that it had intruders. Um, they tried their best. They were almost at the other side of the, forest when, Bulma's bag or something snagged on an icicle, breaking it, causing it to fall on the ground, echoing throughout throughout the entire forest. Dragon, hearing this, seeing her trying to escape, fired an ice cannon at them. Chi Chi, doing her water bending, must, summon up some ice to block as much as the technique as she can, but her hands got frozen. She proceeded to, back up as they escaped the domain of the ice dragon. This seemed to be a safe zone because then it's like a cave-like structure. With them noticing that something is glowing beneath them. Chi Chi being, Boma being the curious sort, wanted to get a closer look at what it was, while Chi Chi was, trying to thaw out her hand from actually catching frostbite or something. So she's doing some bending to try mend her arm from, corroding. Few moments later, Chi Chi succeeded in, unfreezing her arm, as Bulma was fascinated about the ground and what's under there. She decided to tell Bulma to use her, water building to melt the ice so they could see what is really going on under the ground. Bulma reluctantly agrees and does her hands movements and stuff, and the ice started melting beneath their feet. She also did a few hand sides so that all of it could melt under their feet and they fall into cold water. As she completed, a huge boulder came crushing up to the surface as the floor froze back again. But the huge cocoon-like structure is above them. So Chi-Chi is now freaking out, but Bulma is now fascinated. The discovery. In fact, she was trying to convince Chi-Chi to melt the cocoon, because it's completely made of ice, so it won't be a problem for her to use her water bending to open it. But Chi-Chi refused. Bulma got a little frustrated about it and struck it with an axe she carries around with her. This was enough to cause a crack into the cocoon-like structure, causing a massive surge of energy to burst out straight into the sky. Out in the horizon now, some fire and fire benders were in the vicinity checking out stuff as they saw the light, wondering what it was. One of the firebender recognized it as the light of the Avatar. Ordered his men to turn the ship around and head to the island of water, or the place Bulma and Chi-Chi live. Moments later, the ball of the light of energy subsided, and a young, tattooed up teenager fell out, about the same age as Bulma and Chi-Chi. They see the guy fall out. Bulma is like really fascinated, but Chi-Chi was the one who went up and picked the boy up, the young man up, as she tries to wake up the man, or the boy, or the teenager. He finally comes to, as he introduced himself, and he told the girl, like, hi, my name is Goku. Who are you? Chi-Chi then introduced herself as Chi-Chi, the chieftain's daughter, and Bulma as a friend of the family, and stuff. So that happened. They got well acquainted and stuff. So Goku then proceeded to ask, how long has he been sleeping, and they didn't really know the person, so they couldn't say. And he got up, showing that he's okay. Proceeded to head home. But there was one problem. He doesn't know where home is, and Bulma then invited him to hit to her village. They finally made it there, but the chieftain was trying to tell them to get rid of the outsider, and he was not welcome in the village. Goku started doing some tricks, showing off his ear bending. Everyone in the village started gasping, as they haven't seen ear bending for the last 200 years. Goku was surprised to hear such a thing, as he said, but there are plenty of airbenders at Hog Village. The chief elder looked at him and said, they're not. Airbenders have been extinct for the last 200 years. Goku is like not really believing this, but doesn't have any way to prove that he was wrong, due to him not really knowing where Hog Village was. Now we get a flashback as to 200 years ago. Goku was standing amongst a crowd of other, teenage men as they were told to pick out various items from a cloth, from, a rug in front of them. They all proceeded to pick their items in, stuff as, the head airbender of, the village proceeded to tell one by one to exit as they were not the chosen one. As he came up to Goku, he placed his hand on Goku and tell Goku to rejoice as he is the, you know, as he is the avatar. Goku was happy at first and stuff, getting all the good treatments and stuff, but then his destiny was revealed to him as he got scared of knowing his fate. He then ran away, but at the same time a blizzard was approaching, and hence the reason why he got trapped in that cocoon like structure and stuff. So we flash back to the present time. Goku continuously told him that he was only in the ice for a couple of hours. 200 years couldn't have passed so in such a time. The elder then asked one of his clan members to head to the shed and bring out the history so Goku could actually see the truth with his own eyes. The man then brought out a crystal ball, and the chief person told Goku to place his hand on the crystal ball as the crystal ball started glowing, and the memories of the past 200 years came flowing into Naruto. Into Goku, not Naruto. I don't know why I said Naruto just now. I'm confused. So all the knowledge of the past 200 years came flowing into Goku, but something else strange is happening. The tattoos that is on Goku started glowing bright blue. As everyone noticed, this was the sign of a few of the elders remember the markings of the avatar as they came forth and bow down to a very confused Goku. Goku started running as he extended his staff, and he flew away because he finally had the location of the village of airbenders and stuff. As a moments later, Goku arrived to the village as he saw bones in armors scattered around on the floor. He roamed the entire structure, calling out to whoever is around, thinking that there was survivors, but actually there was not. He entered into a room where he saw the head airbender with mountains of bodies surrounding him, as he then broke down into tears. He finally came to terms to understand that 200 years have gone by and there is nothing he can do about it. Over at the Water Nation, the Fire Nation finally made their way to shore as they proceed to not torture but intimidate the Water Nation, as they have been ruling over the world for the past 200 years. Actually, they were the reason for the elimination of all airbenders, so they cannot be protested in the future. and stuff. So they started beating on the citizen, demanding that they explain what the light was, and they were like, adamant that they didn't know what it was. Bulma, being Bulma, decided to mention that who are they actually looking for? That are they looking for Goku? You know, the chief fire commander overheard this, went over to Bulma, grabbing her from the throat, and asked her who's Goku. Bulma, being a blabbermouth, actually told the man, the chief, that it was the boy that they salvaged out of the ice and stuff. He asked her where he was, and she told him that he left the village a few moments ago. Man, not believing this, ordered a few of his men to torch the village regardless of the consequences. The men, they started doing some hand sign, and they started burning the citizens' houses. So Goku was making his way back to the Water Nation when he could see smoke emanating coming from that particular area. He made his way to the spot as quickly as possible, as he saw Chi-Chi, Bulma, the chief, and a few other citizens surrounded by Fire Nation soldiers as they were preparing to burn them alive. But Goku does some hand movements as he created a small tornado and send it at the Fire Nation goons. The captain of the Fire Nation, seeing this, smiled as he mentioned that his punishment is finally going to be coming to an end, and he was looking at Goku, with Goku looking at him. Goku asking why is he doing such atrocities, and he turned back and looked at Goku and said, because of you. Anyway, this is where we're going to be leaving this off. Hopefully you all enjoy this one as much as I enjoy making it. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description. There'll be YouTubers such as Six Master of the Meister Clan, Kidzeus of Kidzeus Studios, YK, Lord Titan, and Gratified, just to name a few. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head out over to their page, check out their content, and tell them the Carnage Man sent you. Also, I keep forgetting that my Discord and TikTok are also in the description. If you want to see me in a karate session with a dog, or my cat getting piss ass drunk, or that short animation that I created a few months back, head on over to my TikTok page. Don't forget to like and follow. If you just want to talk to a nigga, holla at a nigga, say sup, go over to my Discord and holla at me, just say some stuff. One more thing before we head out, don't forget to like, subscribe, tickle that bell notification to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video and shit, all mine. But anyway, this is your unfriendly raid rat neighbor, Kevin Carnage, and I'll see you in the next one. Holla at a nigga, say whoop, birdie call.